This is Vicky, also known as DragonflySoars. Today is Monday, April 15th, and it's about 10 to 6. Before I start, I kind of debated on whether or not to record today because today is the day that the bombings happened in Boston. And as of the last time I checked, they were just trying to clear away injuries. There was 2 at the Boston Marathon and 1 at the Kennedy Library. And I know a bunch of people on Plurk, new people in the area, new people in the marathon, new people watching the marathon, and even at work. One of the facilities that I work with frequently is located near Boston, so a lot of them also know people in the area. So we're all kind of scrambling. So far that I know of, nobody I know has been hurt, but it kind of made a little bit where I was trying to figure out if I should record today or not, but I had enough stuff to update you on the cystic fibrosis that I decided to go ahead and do it. So, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, I told you guys that my son's friend's sister, which sounds bad. Actually, from what I can tell, I think the sister is his friend too, but she has cystic fibrosis, and the family walks, in support of her for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and it's the Great Strides Walk in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, last week I told you that the walk was May 19th, and I thought the donations could be taken all the way up until the walk. But when I looked at the information again, it looks like although the walk is May 19th, all the donations need to be in by May 15th. So, just so you know, donations by May 15th. My son has been so excited. We have 22 donations so far that I know are from DragonflySoars, either because people told me or they posted it in the comments. So when you donate, you can leave a message with your donation. If you pay via PayPal, I hear doesn't work quite the same, but you can also at least send it with your PayPal and send a message, and say it's from the DragonflySoars podcast. Not all the listings say it, but a good deal of them do, and I'm pretty sure that we have 22 donations, and I'm pretty sure that it's all the last block of donations are from us. So my son's been asking me every day, does somebody donate? And so far every day I've been able to tell him that yes, somebody donated, which he's really excited about. So he's over the moon. I think he's kind of proud because he's kind of showing his friends that he was right. Those crazy knitters, they step up and do stuff. So that's why the title of the episode is, Amazing Knitters, or The Power of Knitters. I don't remember. I wrote it down. The Amazing Power of Knitters. I knew it was in there. So last week I showed you prizes. So I said that if you donate anything, let me know that you donated. Now, there's been a couple people who I've seen their name, and they may even say DragonflySoars, but if I don't know how to get a hold of you, I can't put you on my spreadsheet to win a prize. There's been a couple people who I recognize their names from previous dealings, and I contacted them. But right now, there is for sure a Kathy F. and an Anna C. I'm not saying your full name. That wrote on there for the DragonflySoars podcast, and I don't know who you are. So if you'd like to be included, either email me at DragonflySoars@gmail, which is at the end of the episode, or send me a plurk, or send me a Ravelry message, or even post in the Ravelry thread. I've had a few people doing that, saying, hey, I donated. So, anyway, but if you donate and you let me know so I can put you on my spreadsheet, you have a chance to win a prize. And it does not matter how much you donate. Just let me know you donated. I don't need to know how much you donated. But we have the prizes I showed you last week were the Piddly bag from Piddaloop, along with the large triangle bag from Piddaloop. And then also winner's choice of one of my hand spun yarns. Like I said, I picked out these three because I don't have a project in mind for them, but I feel like they are of a quality that I'd be okay giving away. So the choice is Upstream Alpacas Chocolate Rainbow, Greenwood Fiber Works, the Confetti colorway, Sheepish Creations, Christopher Robin. And so those you saw last week. And I'm going to pause right here so I can post the pictures in. Alright, so this week, in the process of talking about the foundation, we have actually gotten a couple other prize donations. The first one, Tina, Blooming Knitter, she is the hostess of the Knitting Blooms podcast. I was laughing because on her podcast she said she talked about the raising money for the foundation, and then she said, I haven't talked to Vicki yet, but I'm sure she won't mind that I'm going to donate a prize of Wollmeise. So, which no, I did not mind. So she actually pulled 2 skeins out of her stash, and the winner will get to choose which of those 2 skeins. So there is one that is autumn colors, and then there is another one that is a very blue-purple color. She said the autumn colors came out well. She said the other one actually has more purple than it shows in the picture, but we will post it here anyway. Next, my sister and I are friends with Kelly of Ethereal Fibers. Tiff and Kelly actually are in the same knit group. And Kelly has done 2 things. One, she is donating a custom skein of yarn to the winner. I didn't get a chance to work out all the details, if it's going to be a one-of-a-kind skein from her shop, or if she will work with the winner to design a one-of-a-kind skein. I think it's the second one. So one of the prizes is a custom skein of yarn from her shop. And then, in addition, she has said that anyone that donates, I can give a coupon code to, and it will get them 20% off anything in her shop. Her shop updates tend to go pretty fast, so you do want to kind of keep an eye on it. She's going to have another one on the 21st, I believe is what the shop said, but she does have some things there now. So anybody that has already donated, I'm going to be sending you a message with the coupon code. Do not share it. It is a special coupon code just for people who donated. So she did the prize of a custom skein plus the coupon code for 20% off for any donation. So if you donate, which is another reason, make sure I know who you are so I can give you the coupon code and enter you for prizes. And I have the people I know so far. I will be sending out the coupon codes by tomorrow evening. I will probably send them out tonight, but it kind of depends on how Blip is acting. So if you don't get a coupon code from me by tomorrow and you donated, please contact me. So another prize is from my friend Fran. Oh, let me show the ethereal fibers. For people that were doing something special, I designed screens for them. So I'm like all proud of myself. So now I have to show you. So that was the Ethereal Fibers custom skein. My friend Fran heard about this. She had not seen the podcast, but I met her for coffee yesterday, and she had seen enough of the podcast to know that something was going on, and she said, we were talking about prizes, and she said, "Oh, you need a prize?" And she pulled this out of her bag and said, "You can have this. It needs to be blocked, but it is a ruffles and ridges shawl designed by Fiber Trends. And if you want to knit the shawl, I linked it in the show notes already. But like this, or across, or Tiffos wears them more, more like this. Now, this is a super incredibly vibrant purple. I am guessing that what you are seeing is not vibrant purple. I tried to take pictures yesterday, and every time I did, they came out blue. When Best Friend took pictures, they at least were purple. They still weren't quite right. They were a little on the blue tone of purple, but at least they were purple, because mine came out blue. It's not blue. It is very, very pretty reddish tone purple. When I tried to adjust the photo, it just looked horrible. So, it is purple. But I'm going to post the pictures here that Best Friend took, because they are at least closer. Alright, I saved the last prize because there's a story that goes with it. My sister belongs to a knit group in Vegas called the Sin City Knitters, and she posted about the fundraiser in her group, partially because one of the people in their group has cystic fibrosis, so they've all been touched by this. The woman that does, her Ravelry name is Daydee. And so she actually posted on the board, and she told me I could go ahead and share this. And it will just be easier to read it, so bear with me. I came here via Dragonfly7673's sister, as she knows that I have CF, cystic fibrosis. A year ago, my health took a dramatic turn for the worse, and after 2 months of waiting, I received the gift of life in the form of 2 new lungs on June 6th, this past year. I want to thank you all for donating. I am alive because of research funded by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. When I was born in 1982, the average life expectancy was only 18. Now it is pushing 40, and there are some amazing and very exciting drugs in the research pipeline that may dramatically increase this number. A big thank you to all that have donated. So she not only is, she has cystic fibrosis, but she thanks the foundation that we're supporting for the fact that she is doing as well as she is. And, really supports that they're necessary. So, she has an Etsy shop with project bags. Right now she just has a small size, and they don't look super small because there's pictures where there's 2 skeins of yarn in them. But she's going to be making larger project bags. But she is donating winner's choice of a small project bag from her shop. The neat thing about her project bags is they are all reversible. So when I grabbed pictures off of her website, I tried to get different images that would kind of represent, so you could see the fact that the fabric is reversible. And you really should check out her shop. Tiff had actually posted the shop before, and I didn't buy anything because I've discovered that I have too many project bags. But that's my thing. But they're really cute. So they're drawstring bags, fully reversible. So check them out, and then the winner gets a prize from the shop. So I'm going to put that picture here. In the cystic fibrosis thread on Ravelry, I have the first prizes. I didn't post the rest of them yet because I was kind of saving them as a bit of a surprise for the podcast, but I will post them tonight. The other thing I did is up at the top of the Ravelry, not the Ravelry, the show notes page, I have tabs. And if you ever look, it opens to the home page, which is where the show notes are, but there's also tabs for favorite podcasts, technique links, and there has been one for Susan G. Komen, which was from when I did that from October. Well, I hid that tab because it's not something we're working on right now, and I put in a new one called Kaylina's Cure. So when you go to the website, you're gonna home is the main page, and then Kaylina's Cure. You click on that tab, and then it brings you to a page that has the information, the links for donating, and it has all the prizes listed. So, and if I have any new prizes, that's where they're going to show. All right. I think that is all for the cystic fibrosis right now. Thank you so much to everybody who has already donated. Thank you in advance if you donate. Like I said, my son has been so excited that, that we're actually proving him correct. I think maybe they thought he was a little nuts because, they're not knitters. So, all right. On to projects. I do not have any spinning this week. I never got around to it, frankly. I had decided that I really wanted to power through the beads on this is the beaded scarf. I wanted to power through that. Then I wanted to start another project. I took my spinning wheel to my parents' house thinking I would spin. I figured I'd spin on Saturday, but Saturday was kind of goofy. We ran errands. We saw my grandmother in the nursing home who's not doing great. My son's girlfriend came over. Well, I normally hang out with him. Well, because his girlfriend was over, obviously he preferred her. So I hung out downstairs with my mom, and then he came and hung out with us later after she went home. But I just never pulled out the spinning. Instead, I knit. So one thing I did is this is the first half of the beaded scarf. Now the way you do it is I had half the beads, and I thread them onto the yarn. And when you're done with beads, that's when you stop, and then you cast on the second set of beads, and you go, and then at the end you bind them together. It actually says to do a 3-needle bind off, not a graft, and I believe that is probably because a 3-needle bind off will be stronger for holding the weight. But this is really short. I mean, it will grow some because of the weight of the beads, but it's short. I mean, I figure this is halfway. It's going to need a pin or something because there's no way it's ever tying. So, it is what it is. At this point, it will be out of my stash, it will be completed, and it will be count for sparkle. So, and it is in my piddly bag with crabs. The other thing I started, you guys have not seen yet, because Sheep Dreamery she has a Sheep Dreamery Etsy shop. She dyes yarn, and she has a podcast. She sent me a pattern gift for the Firehawk pattern by Heather Zappetti. And I got intrigued with it right away because you knit the border sideways, and then you pick up stitches, and then you knit the shawl up. And also I'm a fan of anything where it goes from bigger to smaller, because then by the time you're starting to get sick of it, at least it's shrinking. So I started this, and I have started my border. It's kind of lumpy right now, but that'll be a point. You need 29 points, and I have done 15. So I'm just over half. And my contrasting color is this lilac. So I thought these would go well together. I'm going to post a picture here of the two yarns just in case they're not showing up because the lighting's really weird. Last week at least there was sun coming in. Now there's no sun. It's been just icky and gloomy and blah. The sun was out for like maybe 45 minutes yesterday, and that's all we've seen it for days. So, I also received and or bought other patterns this week. Tina, who I just mentioned from the Knitting Blooms podcast, designed a shawl, and it is called Trials with Lace by Tina Robbins. And it basically uses a skein of fingering weight yarn. And I believe she was doing a knit along with her podcast, but she just sent this to me this week. So, and I believe the knit along is done. I believe it only ran through April, so there's no way I'm going to get it done in April. But it is very pretty. She is currently sponsoring this year's Knitopia retreat. I believe she might be on her way, or she's just about to be on her way. I don't remember for sure because I'm not going this year. I am going next year. I already signed up. So, this is from Tina, Trials with Lace. Gail from the Alpaca and You podcast also sent me a pattern that she designed, and it is called the Wind and Slouchy Hat. I love this cable pattern in here. You can see the top there, and I'm trying to hide the pattern. And here you can see the slouchy. Actually, I felt a little bad because when I first got it, I was reading through, and right away I found an issue. But I sent it to her very nicely. I said, I think this is a problem. And so she fixed it. And in fact, when she fixed it, she said she sent a thank you. So, but it is very cute. It takes 200 yards of worsted weight. So, I really like the kind of cable pattern in that one. Then I bought for myself, let me hold off on this one. I bought for myself, this is WWMDFK, also known as What Would Madame Defarge Knit? Now, this is a cooperative press book. You can actually buy the paperback version of the book. When I bought Needles and Artifice, I bought that one as a paperback, and then they also sent me the PDF, and they sent me a code to download it into my Ravelry library. Well, this time I just bought it directly in the Ravelry library. I was not going to buy this book. However, Heather of the Fibrista Files, she's also the dyer for Highland Handmaids. She's also known as Boutros Babe. But on one of her latest episodes of Fibrista Files, she did a review of this book. And she's an English teacher. So this book is all about taking context from a classic and then turning it into a knitting pattern. It is a unique book because it has essays before the patterns. It has the patterns, but if you want to see the patterns in color, you need to go to the website or to Ravelry. The PDF is full of live links to click. Some people like that, some people don't. Because it has so much that you would go and click on a link or click here to go get a recipe, or because there's little sidebars with recipes and things. I didn't see any point in getting a paperback version because it seemed like there was a lot of interactiveness that was needed. But the artwork is all what's kind of this like wood carving. Not this one's a silhouette, but they aren't all like that. I'm not doing a very good job. Heather did an excellent job on her book review, enough where I went, oh, I had just kind of ignored this book, and now suddenly I was like, I want to, if nothing else, I want to read the book. So I bought it. All right, the last thing. Hi, TTs. And this is because it kind of leads to a funny story. I have some friends who, I had friends that just had a baby. I understood why they didn't tell anybody they had it until the baby was born, and I made the really lovely sleeping baby castle blanket. And then I had another set of friends say, welcome, baby. And I went, again? And so I was really going back and forth going, do I want to make something? You know, do I not want to make something? And so a couple of things happened. One, I bought this pattern. I'm not going to make it right now, but I thought it was cute, so I didn't want to lose it. It is called the Car Seat Blanket by Ruth Humrighouse? I don't know. And I recognized her design name, Ruthless Knitting. She designed the Sheldon turtle and costumes that were really popular a couple of years ago that were on Knit Picks. I actually still have a kit for it that I haven't made, and I just saw it in my stash, which is why it sounded familiar. But I thought that the blanket itself was really cute. So I bought the pattern so I wouldn't lose it, so in the future, if I want to use it, I have it. So then I started thinking and went, okay, what do I want to do? I don't really want to make another blanket. It was long and tedious, and I love my friends. I don't like the fact that I don't know that they're expecting until after the baby is here. I did not say anything mean. I said, wow, it must have been a really long time since I know it's been a really long time since I've seen you, but I didn't know you guys were expecting anything. So I decided I'll send something. Now, in 2009, I was in the process of moving. My son at that time still lived with me, but he was staying with my parents because I didn't want him underfoot while I was trying to pack, because I knew I would be crabby, and I didn't want to yell at him for just being a kid. But I ran out of things to knit because I had packed stuff. And I found this kit, Knit It Monkey Kit, in the craft closet. And I was like, so I pulled it out because I was getting really desperate to knit something. And it's supposed to make this cute monkey. I mean, it's a cute monkey. Well, I knit it part way. I moved. I unpacked. I didn't finish the monkey. The monkey has 2 legs. There are arms sitting, you know, half done but not attached. And I was like, you know what? I could finish the monkey. Shh. I could finish the monkey and send that with maybe a couple of cute onesies. So I decided to pull the monkey out. Well, the monkey, there's a couple of things. Now, I didn't realize it was going to be this bad because I had been knitting since about 2006. So, I mean, I had 3 years of knitting, and you guys know how far I've come now, but this monkey, not so good. These days, I would have converted it to being in the round. Because it was written for kids, it was all knit flat and then seamed. So it's got this really ugly seam. This is part of his head, but he doesn't have his nose yet. He's kind of all, well, he's not quite right there. He's all stretched out in the back. This part's not quite right because apparently I didn't attach it right. Here's a big flop that I don't know what the hell it's from. I decided I would be really embarrassed to send them this monkey. And I have the 2 arms. Well, one arm is knit. I think it's only one. One arm is knit flat. The other arm is started. the tail's not done, nothing else is done, and I just decided there was no way I could send them this and have them think that that's the best I could do. So this poor monkey, probably never going to get done. And because it was done in pieces, there's not really enough to undo and reuse. And if I wanted, I could use the pattern, revamp it for mini knit in the round, redo it, and then I decided I didn't really want to. So then I started looking, going, well, maybe I could do something small. And I was looking in this book, Amigurumi 2. It says, it's crocheted toys for me and you and baby too. And one of the things in here are rattles. They got nice rings, and they got a little toy, you know, a little character at the top. You know. And I thought, oh, well, that would be cute. And then I was thinking I have to find some yarn scraps, and I need to find some rattly stuff. And the way they did this one, they just made the donut squishy and the rattles in the head. Well, it's actually really hard to find rattles these days because of the small pieces. And I was looking on Etsy. Look what I found. I can't remember her name. But this is the same pattern. That has a rattle. This actually has a hard plastic ring in it. It's handmade. Not handmade by me, but it's handmade. And it was $10. I decided that the cost and effort to find safety eyes and the ring and the rattle and make it was worth $10 to me. So I got them that, and then I got cute little onesies. So I'm hoping you can see these because I don't want to take it out of the plastic. This is by a company called Periodically Inspired. So it says made by geniuses, but each of the letters is germanium, nickel, uranium, sulfur, and einsteinium, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong, and they're part of my geek gang, so and she's a math teacher, and they'll think it's funny. And then this one is that was from an Etsy shop called Periodically Inspired. This one is from Think Geek, and it says, made with love and science. So, 2 geeky onesies and a handmade rattle. I need to ship it. So, they don't watch this, so they do not need to know. I mean, if they come out right out and ask, I will tell them I did not make it, but if they assume it, well, maybe that makes me a terrible person. However, this does bring me to something I wanted to discuss. We have this lovely project bag. Now, my mom was saying it was too bad that this one was for a prize because it looks so much like me. And I did want to point out this one Lois made for me a while back at the request of a viewer who, I'm sorry, I can't remember who. I have it written down. I don't remember. This one was made special for me. So, this one was meant as a podcast prize. And I was thinking about my grandmother in the nursing home. And I was thinking about how I got out of touch with this set of friends enough that I didn't know they were pregnant. And then I started thinking there's some other friends that have kind of just sort of lost touch. And not for any bad reason. It's not like you had a fight or a big falling out, although sometimes that can happen too. But just, somebody that you like and you just haven't touched base with in forever. So, I want you guys to think of somebody that you've lost touch with, that you just, for whatever reason, you've lost touch with, and send them an email, a card, something. Or, if you can't anymore, write something about that. But write something about somebody you've lost touch with. You don't have to write like whole paragraphs, but I've lost touch with my friend Samantha, who I used to work with, because we don't work together anymore. And so we send cards now and then, but we don't talk. So I'm going to be sending her an email, just kind of about life, seeing how she's doing. And there's a couple other people. I actually did that this week with somebody else, where I'm like, I haven't talked to them in forever. So when I answered, not only did I just say, yeah, thanks, I actually wrote a paragraph about what's going on in life and asked her about her life. So think about that, whether it's a family member, a friend, whatever. And like I said, if there's somebody that you wish you had done that, post that too. You don't have to tell me what you said to these people. I just want you to think about somebody and touch base with somebody you've lost touch with. And then you can be entered to win the lovely dragonfly bag from Knitting's My Bag. I think that's everything. Let me check the show notes real quick. Yeah, that's everything. Birthstone Sparkle. The prize is still from Allison. It's skein of yarn, the sparkly skein of yarn that she's shipping direct since she's in Australia. And of course those are at the end. And you saw all the prizes for the cystic fibrosis, and there's a tab that has all that information. And if you are Anna C., Kathy F., or Rebecca B. Rebecca I'm not sure about. She didn't actually write DragonflySoars, but it was right in the middle of a whole bunch of other ones. So if you are any of those people, please contact me and let me know that you donated, so you can get the coupon code and from Ethereal Fibers, and you can be entered into the prize drawing. And that's it. I'll see you guys all next week. Talk to you later. Bye.